What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, we got yet another rapper who has met an early demise. I especially want my Brooklyn people to chime in. If you knew Pop Smoke personally, chime in on this. Jump in and tell us who, what you knew about Pop. If you got any memories of him, tell us what you know about him. Share those with the audience. Off the rip, I didn't know anything about Pop Smoke until I heard that he was deceased. It's so many rappers out here today. It's so many artists that's out here doing their thing. It is very, very difficult to keep up with these artists. A new artist is popping up every single day, and they're not just popping up. A lot of these guys are successful in their own right. And so oftentimes by the time I find out about an artist, this artist already has like millions of followers. It's crazy how fast an artist can get to the top now. He wasn't at the top, but he was a rising star, but he was definitely getting paid. He was definitely getting money. Back when I was coming up, if you were out there making 30, 40 racks, everybody knew who you were. If you were making 30, 40 racks a night, people knew who you were. And nowadays, you don't need mainstream. You don't need to be all over the radio and all over the video channels to make a bunch of money. But here we are yet once again, family. I'm gonna read the story and then I'll come into the chat. If you wanna skip the line, you can jump into the super chat to make sure that your comments are noticed and get recognized. So we have Brooklyn rapper Pop Smoke, who was fatally shot Wednesday morning at his home in Hollywood Hills. Law enforcement officials confirmed to the LA Times he was 20 years old. Pop was at a residence in California around 4:30 a.m. when masked men broke into his home. Law enforcement sources said that the men allegedly fired multiple shots. He was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in West Hollywood, where he was pronounced dead. Now here's the kicker, family. Our sources familiar with the surveillance video says that the video shows at least 4 masked men with hoodies making their way into the house just 10 minutes after people inside the house deadbolted the front doors shut. We're told that they did not turn the house alarm on, which made it easier for the home invaders to get inside. And there's this. Pop Smoke posted the address of the home earlier in the day. He was showing off gift bags he had received, and one had the home's address. As for why he was getting gift bags, his mixtape hit number 7 on Billboard 200 chart Tuesday. Just hours before he was gunned down, Pop Smoke mugged with a pal in a car. The friend was holding a fortune in bills, stacks of bills, in the driveway of the home where they were shot. The law enforcement said that there was some type of party going on or a gathering at the house prior to the shooting. It's unclear what the motives for the shooting the shooters had in showing up at the house, is what law enforcement said. What the hell you mean what the motive was? The motive was to go in and get the money and pop up anybody who resisted. Now, Pop, you may know him from a Nicki Minaj mix that he did with her. Nicki Minaj did a remix of one of his songs that was considered to be a summer classic. Nikki posted a message about his death saying that the Bible tells us that jealousy is cruel as the grave. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. Rest in peace, Pop. All right, so it looks like the home was being rented by Teddy Mellencamp and her husband, where it was being rented from Teddy Mellencamp and her husband. They own several houses in the Los Angeles area. Again, family, I need to see my Brooklyn people in the house. If you know Pop, even if you're not from Brooklyn, but if you have a relationship with him or you knew something about him, only positive. I don't want to hear no negative stuff about this man. The man just died. And, you know, if you got something to say, if it ain't positive about him, if you know something about him or whatever, if it ain't positive, I don't really want to hear it, other than if it's connected to this case, okay? So let me jump over here into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Okay, Suede, your boy Brooklyn in the building. I see you, homie. NBA King David. Say, let me see what the OG got to say about this. And I'm gonna add some more commentary to this. I got some other things to say about this, but I want to hear what you guys have to say first. Miss Pussycat, Brooklyn, what's up, Brooklyn? Tony S says, cats don't understand them street politics in LA. It's not sweet out here. Yep, it ain't sweet nowhere, bro. Do you understand that all over the country, rappers been getting knocked off? It's not just LA. What's up, Sam? I am. Greetings. Those 4 thieves, mama should be embarrassed and their daddy should have pulled out. Yeah, man. It's a cold game. JoJo Jones, y'all say what's up to JoJo on the moderation duties, on the moderator duties. He said you gotta watch how you move out here. The best role to play is the broke role. Don't go around looking like a dinner plate. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I felt that. Daniel Miles say RIP to him, I will miss him. United Unify says, I keep that Glock 19 with 33 round stick. St. Louis in the building. Mathis Meester says, live by the sword, die by the sword. Did he live by the sword? I mean, was he caught up out there in the streets? Let's see. Pop Smoke. Let's see. I see an article from January 17th. Pop Smoke arrested for allegedly transporting a stolen Rolls Royce, authorities said. Well, that ain't living by the sword. This is Pop Smoke had just returned from Europe Friday when he was arrested at JFK International Airport in New York on a charge of interstate transport of a stolen vehicle. A federal indictment says between November and December last year, the rapper, whose real name is Bashar Jackson, transported a black Rolls Royce Wrath across state lines, knowing said motor vehicle to have been stolen. That ain't no major crime. I ain't trying to tell anybody to go out there and do something like that. I'm just saying, like, that's one of those things that, yeah. It wasn't like he took the car to go sell it. Probably wanted to just ride, keep it a little longer than he was, than the contract said. Who is this just jumped in the super chat? 2020 slots with the flossing. Nate with the flossing, for real. Yep. That's what's happening, baby. It's a lot of flossing going on. So, yeah, before I go any further, Jeanette Dubois, RIP, Walona from Good Times. Big time influence on my childhood, that whole cast of Good Times. Salute. Made a lot of people happy with her talent. Big time salute to her. Yeah. Big time salute. Who is this? Yeah, Quasi says it smells like a setup. Yeah, so let me elaborate here. So, dude was flashing money, where his buddy was flashing money in the car in the driveway of the home that he actually posted a card with the address on it. He posted a card with the address, a gift bag. It was not a card, but a gift bag. And on the gift bag, it had the address. It had a sticker with the address of the address where he was located. In fact, I'll share my screen with y'all so y'all can see what I'm seeing. There you go. That's the gift bag that he posted online before he was killed. The address is right up in here. That's somebody's name right here. And that you can see right here, this Los Angeles and the zip code. But here is the address. And he's in the driveway earlier that day, flashing money. They said it was some kind of party going on. Okay, this is the boy. This is his homie. This is Pop. That's his partner. Look at that. They're in the driveway, flashing this. And they had the address of where they was located. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody looked on Instagram and saw that address and came there. I think it's probably more plausible that it was an inside job. Remember, they did not turn on the alarm. They bolted the doors, but they didn't turn the alarm on. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? So to me, it sounds like an inside job. It sounds like what happened was somebody on the inside made sure that they didn't turn that alarm on. If you bolt the doors, anytime I lock my doors, even if I'm inside, even if I know I'm going back outside, every time I come inside, unless I plan on going in and out, in and out, in and out, I turn my alarm on. It's 4 a.m. It's safe to say that you're in for the night. Why wouldn't you have the alarm on? don't really make a lot of sense. So I'm sure if they investigated the occupants of that home, they'll probably lead them directly to the killer or the killers. Said it was 4 masked men. We talk about this family all the time. It's just not worth it to throw yourself out there like that. It's not worth it to be flashing money. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it for some likes, showing off your address to where you lay your head, sitting in the car doing this. Look, even if you flash that money strictly for the benefit of getting that picture or that video that you can post on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, even if you only do it for that and then you take the money and go put it back in the bank or wherever it goes, even if somebody else grab the money, okay, put it in the bag and take it across state lines, the presumption is going to be that you are still in possession of that money. And if you're not in possession of that money, you know how to go and get some more money just like that. So these dudes out here, a lot of these cats out here, they desperate. They trying to figure out who got the money. Where is the money? Oh, there it is right there. You mean all we got to do is mask up and go up in here and take this money? All right. See, I stopped carrying large sums of money over 20 years ago. When I first started getting money, yeah, I used to pack a lot of money, and I ain't gonna lie. If I had the internet, I probably would have flashed my money too, because it's newfound wealth, right? You ain't used to having no money. You want, you finally getting it, and you want people to know I got it. So when I first started getting it, I would routinely walk around with, $10,000 in one pocket, 10,000 in the other. Just routinely walk around like that. And I was routinely ready for any type of confrontation, stage strap, and I was ready to pop. I mean, I was gonna bust off. You was gonna have to take me out to get mine. But one day I just caught my snap and I realized how silly it was, but it also wore off on me. The novelty of having money wore off, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And that's why the only kind of people that really do that type of stuff is people who ain't never had nothing. So you can always tell people who ain't never had nothing or something, because they flash everything. They gotta flash it. They gotta show it to you. They gotta put it in your face. Like, nah, wave it in your face. And some people are out there, they're already frustrated, irritated. They're already haters. And when you flashing your money, they like, man, I don't like that dude, man. Let's get that fool, So my thing is that fools are already out there looking for a quick come up anyway. They're already looking for the easy lick anyway. Why put a big old target on my forehead? Like 100 guys can walk in a room and all of the guys can have money. All the guys can have money, but it's the guy who flashing the money, and he probably don't even have as much as all the other guys got. But because he's flashing, he's the one gonna get taken. He the one that everybody gonna be focused on to get. Even with the big jewelry, I used to wear ice at one point. I used to like $250,000 worth of jewelry, and be sitting there like waiting, like I would damn near was hoping somebody tried me so I could drop them, because I ain't like the idea of running around in fear and people thinking that they could try me just because I was rapping, yeah, try me if you want to, and I'm gonna show you what I used to do before I became a rapper. That was my mentality, and I finally got off that, man, and it was like a breath of fresh air to get out of that type of state of mind. And that's what has to happen. You got to get out of that state of mind. I know a few people, one of my close little homies, like my little nephew, you know, he was flashing a bag one night in the club, and his own homeboy took the bag and took his life. Took his life and took the bag. You did. That flashing would get you killed. It get you knocked off. That's what happened to Extentacion. They knew he had that bag. He riding around with that bag. And these fools, they don't even consider that, man, they ain't nothing but $40,000. I think Extentacion had about 40. So he had $40,000 gonna get split up between 3 dudes. So each one of them dudes getting about what, $13,000. They're getting about $13,333. And they now have to, and I'm not even sure if they were able to allowed to keep the money, if they got away with all of the money. But in any event, and now that I think about it, did they even get away with the money? I think they got away with the money. But in any event, the bottom line is that those dudes are getting life sentences now. Every last one of them gonna get a life sentence. 1 or 2 of them may not even get parole. So they're gone. And what did they get out of it? 13 racks. Is 13 racks really worth 25 years in prison? See, people, in my mind, I think people should, before they go do it, I say the shortcut is the work. That's what I say. The shortcut is in the work. But if you're gonna jump out there on that porch, if you're gonna jump off that porch, if you're gonna get out there, at least do the math. At least say, okay, how much money are we gonna get? Okay, we're gonna make this, we're gonna get this the lick. Okay. Okay, it's 4 of us, and the lick is $100,000. That's $25,000 a piece. We take a life, that's 25 years a piece. So basically you got $1,000 for each year, because more than likely, they're gonna find out who caught those dudes. Anytime you have murder involved, murders are investigated a little bit more closely, and people are a little bit more, even if they're not investigated, people are a little bit more willing to come forward with information about a murder than they are a robbery. Murders are serious. So they're gonna go in on a murder. So you got 25 years, about $1,000 for each year is what you got out of the deal. You're sitting in jail for 25 years. And you have loved ones who are going to die. You're not gonna be able to show your respects at their funeral. If you got any kids, you're not going to watch them grow up. Some man is gonna be in your house knocking your woman's back out and walking around in his drawers in front of your children. If you have a daughter, and I'm not saying all stepfathers and men are like this, but in many cases, this happens. If you have a daughter, it's likely that at some point he'll start looking at her. And no matter how big and bad you are, you ain't gonna be able to become Aquaman and the Invisible Man and Stretch Armstrong and slide through them damn bars and go in there and handle that and then come back. You're not gonna be able to do that. You are going to be helpless. And God forbid you get your head knocked off while you're out there trying to knock somebody else off. So that's how it go. You know, and if you're Black, they dangle these type of opportunities in your face. Like, come on, get it. Come on, get this dope. Come on, sell this dope, man. I know you want to sell this dope. I know you're tired of being broke. I know you don't feel like doing it the long way, the hard way. It takes too much work to go to school. You know, you're gonna have to save money. If you want to start your own business, you're gonna have to go get a job and save your money. You ain't gonna be able to go do no going out. You ain't gonna be able to buy nothing fancy for your girl. You ain't gonna be able to buy no new clothes. You probably won't be able to buy a car. You're gonna have to catch the bus. That's gonna be too much work, man. It's gonna take too long to get to where you want to. It might take 20 years for you to come up and get that real money. I know if you once you get the real money, you'll have it for life. But it's too much of a sacrifice. Come on, get this quick money. Come on, come on, come on. And bam, got you. As soon as you jump out there, got your ass. Because once you start going after the real money, the quick money, quick lick, you think you're so good at it that it becomes a career to you. You think it's an actual profession. You think jacking is a profession. You think that jacking is a profession. You think that selling dope is an actual profession, you know? So jump out there and get your head knocked out. That's what's gonna happen every single time. The odds are too, now I'm gonna tell you something, if the odds were better, I would say go for it. But the odds are too stacked against you. Like, that's less than 1% of people who have been able to retire, get in the game and retire and live their twilight years in peace, tranquility. You know, everybody else gets snatched up off the streets and get murdered, get maimed. That's what happens to everybody else. Not good odds for me. These dudes, I suspect it's 4 of them. They're gonna get caught. Once they catch the first one. So this is what you got. You got 4 masked men. Each one of those dudes probably got girlfriends. These days, probably got boyfriends. They're gonna tell somebody. Their significant other is probably gonna know, because they're gonna see, all of a sudden, they're gonna see money being spent. Even if they don't have a significant other, they got a cousin, a brother, somebody that they're close to, a friend, and they're gonna see them splurging. They might even tell them. A lot of these dudes are self-snitching now because they tell a lot, so they tell. So each one of these dudes gonna tell somebody, or somebody already know what's going on. Each one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you times that 4 by 8. I mean, you times that 4 1. So now you got 8 people that know about the crime. This is assuming that it wasn't an inside job where the people on the inside already knew. So you got at least a minimum of 8 people that know. And then out of those 8 people, those 4 additional people that came on board, they're not gonna be able to keep their mouth shut about something like this. They're just not. So, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna take this dude out like that for crumbs. It's sad that our young men, even when they make it, they're still subject to being murdered, still subject to being killed like a dog in the street. That's got to be tough for the youngsters who are looking at, okay, if I just do the right thing, I mean, because we tell them to do the right thing and they'll be okay. You do the right thing, go to school, you make good grades, you know, you be respectful, and you'll be okay. You work hard, you'll be okay. Or you go out there and you follow your dream. You want to be a rapper, go to the studio, you work hard, you enter the talent shows, you perform, you practice, you promote, you market yourself, and then you make it. And then at 20 years old, some fool rush into your house and dump on you. Come on, man. That ain't cool. Whoever did it, they need to be exposed. We got to get used to that notion right there. We got to get used to people in the community who are detriments to the community being exiled from the community. We got to get used to that, and we got to be okay with that. I see Sam from England. What's up, UK? R.I.P. Pop Smoke. Queen of attraction. He was born in Brooklyn. He came from a good family. His family are African Latino from Panama, Spanish Islanders, and live in Flatbush, Brooklyn. All right, appreciate that, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to know. That's something TMZ hadn't reported. So, yeah, that's cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. I want to give y'all an update on this Janet Dubois also. Where it says, I say Janet, but Jeanette. I want to, let's see. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add Jeanette Dubois to this conversation because I gotta make sure I give her props, and I'm not gonna be able to do this later because I have other obligations. So I want to add her to this discussion. Okay, so I'm gonna add that. Jeanette Dubois, let me give you some history on her. She, of course, was an actress on Good Times. She was 74 years old. She played the nosy neighbor and the best friend of Florida, who was the mother on Good Times. It says that she's best known for portraying the role of Evans' family's sassy neighbor, Walona Woods, on the classic television show. She also composed and sang the theme song, Moving On Up. Whoa, didn't know that. Wow. Dubois also appeared in Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and won 2 Emmy Awards for her voiceover work on the PJs. Damn, I didn't know that. Pop singer Janet Jackson, who worked alongside Dubois on Good Times, took to her Instagram page to pay tribute to the former co-star, saying she changed the landscape for Black women in entertainment. And I will now share a picture of Janet Jackson and Jeanette Dubois. Here they are, y'all. Yeah, Janet. Look at Janet, still looking good. And this is what she said. Janet Jackson said, "I am so very saddened to hear my longtime friend Jeanette Dubois has passed away. I saw firsthand how she broke stereotypes and changed the landscape for Black women in entertainment. I'm grateful in recent years I had a chance to see her and create more lasting memories. I pray for comfort for all her family and friends. Thank you, Jeanette. I'll miss you." Yeah. So the cause of death at this moment has yet to be confirmed. And let me grab a picture from Jeanette when she was actually on Good Times. See if I can grab some of that. So these are some pictures of her. So this is what she looked like when she played on Good Times. And then you had this one. This is what she looked like. A fine woman, yes, indeed. And she played Janet Jackson's mother, adopted mother. Janet Jackson was abused by her TV mother, and Willona adopted Janet and you know, basically rescued her from a life of abuse. Good Times is like my all-time favorite show because here's Janet and Willona right here. Well, Penny, Janet played Penny, and this is Jeanette Dubois who played Willona. And man, look how cute Janet was as a youngster. Let's see. Yeah, Willona was something else, man. Willona was a fine woman. So this is her with Esther Rolle and Bernadette, what is it, Steiners? And this is Janet Dubois. Wow. Well, we losing them, family. We losing a lot of legends. I mean, they dropping off. Bringing back memories yet, family? Am I bringing back memories yet? Yeah. So sad day, sad news to wake up to. But she died yesterday, but still sad news. And I had just watched John Amos. I had just watched John Amos on Vlad TV do an interview. John Amos, who played James Evans on Good Times, the greatest television dad ever, had just talked about it. I had just mentioned her real briefly in the interview that he did on Vlad TV with Lunel. If y'all haven't seen that interview with John Amos on Vlad TV, make sure you go check it out. It's definitely worth watching. Let me get back in the chat, see what y'all saying. Who was that? The Gas Giants. Scratching my head. Deuce Third says beyond sad. Evolved said, I never heard of him until today. I mean, join the crowd. Join the crowd. I never heard of him either, but that's the thing. Just because we've never heard of somebody don't mean that they wasn't somebody. The dude obviously was taking care of business. Enough people knew him for, you know, Nicki Minaj to want to work with him, Travis Scott to want to work with him, and some other high profile artists. So dude was definitely on his way. 20 years old though, man. That's cold. Cold game, family. Mr. Freeze says she in a better place than here for sure. Gary Robinson says, can you have a topic on my people's wearing pants down their legs? I'm so embarrassed, Gary from Columbus, Ohio. Please, I'm begging you to change this problem. Oh man, I thought that problem was gonna fade out at least 10 years ago. I don't think there's any stopping to it. I think people just gonna start just taking their pants off and walking around ass naked. I don't think it's gonna change. It should have, that, in my opinion, is one of the worst trends ever. It's easily one of the worst trends ever. But these dudes, they're proud of it and they're not letting it go. They just won't let it go. And so I don't see it changing. I thought it would have been over. I've never seen such a horrible trend last for so long. I mean, a fashion trend. I've never seen a fashion trend last, a horrible fashion trend at that, last that long. Even good fashion trends don't last that long. Oh man. So a recap. I'm gonna recap this, family, and I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna recap it. I'm gonna come back to the chat. I'm come back to the super chat first, and then I'm gonna drop my final comments on both of these topics and untimely deaths of rapper Pop Smoke from Brooklyn and Dubois, who passed away on yesterday. So starting with Pop Smoke, who was fatally shot this morning, Wednesday morning, in Hollywood Hills. He was 20 years old. He was shot at his residence in California around 4:30 a.m. when four masked men broke into his house. Law enforcement sources told TMZ the men allegedly fired several shots. He was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in West Hollywood, where he was pronounced dead. There was video, actually a photograph of him showing off a gift bag with the address of the house where he laid his head and where he was shot at. He was also photographed with one of his buddies who was flashing money, like stacks of money. And law enforcement said that the people inside of the house had deadbolted the door shut, but they didn't turn the alarm on. That's very suspicious to me. And next thing you know, the video, about 10 minutes later, the video shows the masked men entering the house, and they fired several shots, and one of them struck Pop Smoke and killed him. And what a tragedy, for somebody that young to lose their life in vain like that. So that happened today, this morning. But before that, we were already trying to process the death of Jeanette Dubois, who played Walona Woods on Good Times. She was found dead Tuesday. She was 74 years old. She died unexpectedly in her sleep at her home in Glendale, California. R.I.P. Janae Dubois. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. My condolences to the families, the friends, the fans. No more talk.